Welcome back to the shop. I have nothing clever to say, so. Hi, my name's Graham. I'm building a mudroom. I'm going to put it up somewhere, maybe here. So today we're going to be working on the drawer fronts for the larger drawers on the bottom, and the first step of that is making the rails and stiles. So I made a cute little example. So this horizontal piece right here is called the rail. This vertical one is called the stile, and then there should be a center panel here. I didn't make one for this, it's fine. This can also be called like tongue and groove construction because the rail has a tongue that fits into a groove in the stile. There are some different ways to make that tongue and groove, so we'll talk about what I'm going to do in the video. So come on, let's see what we can get done. All right, we're going to be using a router bit set for the rails and stiles. So let's talk about it while he speeds through milling up some wood. The set comes with two router bits. One makes this groove profile, and the other one makes this tongue profile. I'll run all the pieces through the groove profile, that's rails and stile, and then I'll run the ends of the rails through the tongue profile. So then the rails fit inside the stiles perfectly like this. And I'll show you for real at the end. So let's put the first bit in the router for the groove. This kind of thing is always tough for a perfectionist like me because there's a lot of dialing in to make sure everything matches up perfectly. And if you look closely at this first piece, you can see the groove coming out the opposite side of the router. These green feather boards are to keep the piece down and against the fence, and I know I'm going overboard. But there's a closer look at the 1/4 inch groove where you would eventually put a center panel. So after I run all my pieces through, I'm left with a bunch of stock that has a groove in it, and now we need to cut it down to size. Here I'm just using a test piece to dial in the measurement, and then we'll square up one end and put the flip stop down to cut it to length. And if you've enjoyed the video so far, please like, subscribe, hit the follow button, whatever the button says for whatever app you're using. I'm going to be making more videos. They're going to be a lot like this. So if you've liked it, you'll like more. And then after we finish cutting the rails and stiles to size, we're going to put the second bit in and put the tongue on the ends of all of the rails. To do that, I'm going to use a coping sled because the ends of the rails are not like wide enough to keep it flat against the fence. There's not enough there. It'll get all wobbly and messed up. I've tried before, it didn't work. So I got a coping sled. So we'll do the first side and then flip it around for the second. And then for your sake and my own mental health, I cut out all the footage of me adjusting the router bit up and down, trying to make it fit perfectly. There you go. I've got my stiles and I've got my rails cut with the mating profile on the edge. Something you'll notice is that the mating profile also creates a 45-degree cut here. And that's just so that the profiles line up. So if I were to put these together and fit them like a door, you see that this 45-degree makes it so that this profile keeps going uninterrupted around the door. And then if I zoom up close, you can see them fitting together just like that. Very snug, very satisfying. And that's it. Thanks for joining me in the shop today. We've got 8 rails and 8 stiles ready to make 4 drawer fronts. Make sure to follow along to see how this mudroom turns out. Thanks. Bye.